Hey everybody, this here is a GE box fan, model BF-3, and this fan is, well, very unusual. This is a very, very rare fan from what I gather, and I still don't know everything about it that there is to know probably, but yeah, everything that I know I've been told by other people. I'd never seen one like this before. And many other people that I showed this to actually also had never seen one like this before. But this one is made by Robeson, I believe, who also made fans labeled under Frigid. So I believe this would have been made under the Frigid label, and so it's probably a relabeled Frigid model. But I'm pretty sure it's made by Robeson. Because Robeson bought Frigid in around 1986, so, and this is probably from around then, not entirely sure, but seems like it, so, yeah. Now the story as to how I got this one from, Savers, where I've gotten a bunch of my other fans from, and, yeah, it was only $10, which is a pretty good deal, and it is in basically perfect condition, other than, like, a very small, minor breakage, which I'll show you in a minute. Um, yeah, it's in beautiful condition. It has the grill design is the same as the like the Frigid models, like I mentioned, with these sort of like squares mounted within larger squares. It's very cool, very 80s, very retro. I do like it a lot. Got your General Electric badge on the front with the logo. And then the blade set is actually very reminiscent of the second gen Lakewood blade set, which I thought was pretty interesting. Like the more rounded version. Not like that one, which this is the first gen blade set. I don't have a second gen out here with me to show, but it does very much look like a second gen Lakewood blade set. And on the top, you can see it still does have its original handle, which is the same color as the grills. The switch, which is a 3-speed fan, and it does have the knob, which is another plus. Goes off, high, medium, low, with the General Electric logo there as well. And now, if I turn it around to the back, we can see the rear grille is the exact same design with all those little square motif. And then the label is on the back here. General Electric, Utica, New York, model number BF-3. Yeah. And right here on this upper left corner is the little flaw I was talking about. This one corner has a broken piece of the grill. But, it's only that corner, and at least it's in the back, so it's not really that noticeable, and I actually didn't even notice it until I got home. But yeah, and then another thing that's very interesting is this one has a Marco motor. The label's in there. There, you can see the label right there. You can see Marco Electric Manufacturing Corp. And the model information and everything in there. But on the outside here, like behind the motor is this round piece. Now, it almost looks like the lid to like a coffee can or something, like a food container, one of those like metal tins. But it's like riveted onto the grill, like in the very middle. So, from what I can tell is original. I don't know. I thought somebody like added that, but it's very weird. I'd never seen anything like that before. It's just like this circular plastic rubbery piece. It's very weird. I guess it's there to just hide the motor. Yeah. And when I got it, it was basically in like perfect condition, like I said, and I didn't really have to do much to it in terms of cleaning. I did give the motor a couple of drops of oil in either bearing, obviously, like I always do. And then another thing, this one's plug. Here's the plug. It's kind of weird. It's a molded plug. It does look very modern, and it's not polarized, but it's not labeled or anything. So yeah, it's probably a GE plug, like, because they made their own equipment, obviously, so they obviously had the technology equipment to make their wires and plugs, so this is probably made by them. But yeah, just very, very strange design. Definitely something, actually, because this fan was not made by GE, this is probably not even made by GE anyways, so that didn't even cross my mind. But anyway, that being said, let's go ahead and turn the fan on now. So start the fan off on high. And this fan is a absolute powerhouse. Let me tell you that. Moves a ton of air. And it's quiet too, really quiet. Yeah, this thing definitely means business. Medium. It's shaking a little bit on medium and low. And it's super quiet on low. I think the blade may be a little out of balance, which is why it was shaking there a little, but it doesn't seem to be that bad on low. It's a shame that I'm getting this right at the tail end of summer, because I really would love to use this one actually. But it's always next year. Very quiet. Okay. I'm gonna turn it back up to high. And spin it down. Oh yeah, that's definitely a lot better than when I got it. Wow. Amazing. I'm impressed. Very highly impressed with this fan. So now I'm going to turn it around for the last thing. And I'm going to see if I can't capture this startup sound, because it does have a rather pronounced startup sound. So here we go. Couldn't really hear it that well there. Let me wait for it to spin down, and then I'm going to start it up from low, and maybe it'll show up better. Alright, here we go. That wasn't even as good, actually. It didn't even sound that loud. Okay, so, other than that, yeah, I don't think I showed you guys the bottom, but I don't think there's anything on the bottom. Yeah, nothing. Maybe it came with feet, but feet are clearly gone if it did come with any. They've been lost to the sands of time, but it's definitely wide enough to not need them. And there's not really any vibration, honestly, so it doesn't really need the rubber isolation. But anyway, that being said, I don't think there's anything left to say about this fin other than this is a very unusual one for sure. Definitely a rare one. I'm very happy to have found it. So yeah, that is the GE box fan model BF-3, made by Robeson or Frigid, I believe. So thank you guys for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video.